Hi, Janelle. How you doing? I just love this. I love that you are in the jungle submitting digital work for critique. It's just to me, I love this. I just love this. Okay, let's take a look at the work. Now, there are some things that are going on here that are really good. And number one, you've got the specs down. And these specs are not easy. They don't read easy. And this is a tough assignment in terms of just really getting the specs in your pocket and really deciphering exactly what this assignment is looking for. So good job there. You nailed everything. You got exactly everything pretty much verbatim from the instructions. So really good job following that spec sheet and design requirements and objectives. Okay, so the one thing that I'm thinking here is that your dominant image isn't really dominant, and the one thing I keep going back to is this right here. Keep your image dominant, and I know you're in the jungle, and I know you have limited resources, and what you're doing to me is incredible as it is. Um, so it's awesome. If you can pull this off, it's great. If not, we understand. But your dominant image isn't dominant. Dominant, meaning a couple of things. I think the message is a little bit diluted in the fact that you're calling it, um, as opposed to calling it your camera. You're going straight and calling it a GoPro, your GoPro. Great product, right? You know, great product. But the thing is that reads more like an ad than it does a poster typographic uh, compositional poster. So I think that for a couple of reasons, I think number one is because of the resources that your limited resources that you have is forcing you to use the stick and the camera. Okay, I get that all, but we can do something here. We can simply change this to design in everyday life and talk about your camera instead of your GoPro. I think it's a better approach. Next thing I would suggest is this. The problem that I'm seeing is that the image itself, the dominant artifact, the dominant piece of design for this whole composition isn't clearly defined in this image, because honestly, for a while there, I thought this was about the stick. I really did, the selfie stick or the image stick or whatever you want, the extension, um, whatever you want to call it. That's what I thought this was about at first. So immediately the meaning just kind of went haywire there for a second. And I thought for a second, okay, well, then you got the stick, then you got this, and then you have this. And then I get the relationship here, but what does that have to do with the stick? So you really had to get in here and start reading before you realize that it's actually the camera and not the stick. I understand this presents some issues in terms of how you are going to use this image. Now, does the assignment require that the image breaches the page edge, bleeds, as it were, in three areas? No, only two. That could be a visual solution there. My suggestion is going to be change this from your GoPro to your camera, okay, and then make this obvious that it's your camera. Do you see what I'm saying? It's going to be, I don't know how you're going to do it. I mean, in a studio, I know what I would do. I would just have a giant macro, just a huge close up of maybe just the lens. And I would have it coming like this, bleeding off two sides. And the lens wouldn't necessarily be pointing right at us. It would be focused this way. So it would be like see what I'm saying? That would be my big shot there. And it's the giant shot. It is part of it's a defining part of your the object. So it'll work. Just you see what I'm saying? So I don't know how you're going to do that, but I think that would make more sense than having this extended arm, the stick, and then the little camera this big in a composition this big. It's really hard to decipher meaning there. Next thing I think we have is that this sight line right here leads you right off the page. So the eye wants to follow the line. The line goes off the page. the viewer gets disinterested once they exit, may not go back. It's probably not your best formula. The next thing I want to mention is that you might want to break up your text a little bit instead of giving this big monotonous, and as it looks like this, look at how it looks, and this is why I love backing out like this. How does that look? If someone were talking like that, if someone were speaking the way that looks, they would be like this: adventure is out there for everyone, whether you travel near or far. It's important to capture those precious. That's what it looks like. So let's make it look like adventure is out there for everyone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, be expressive with your type. I mean, not just this monotone. So be expressive with your type. Make groups out of your type that make sense. And that way it won't look such a daunting read. It'll be a little bit different. Try a big drop cap. Maybe you could use a drop cap that resembles the leaves in the image somehow. Interesting. Okay, to see where I'm going? So I'm trying to use the image and pull out aspects of the image to use in your type. All right, I love that it's left align and right rag, because the right rag kind of mimics the leaves and the wispiness of the leaves. So that was a really cool decision there. Right here, you kind of look, I want to check something real quick, but kind of look like you might be out of alignment right here, but you're not. And, and you even have your overshoot. So that's a good job there. That's a good job there. Very nice. All right, so that would be my recommendations. I didn't want to even go this long. And wow, In the Jungle, that's just so crazy to me. Anyways, good job. Let me know if you have any questions at all moving forward, okay? And, this is good. I just wanted to mention one more thing as I close out. This is a wonderful practice to do. Take your own work, back out like this, and see what it looks like. Right now, that text is really heavy. Does it need to be that heavy? Is that a bold typeface? If not, it definitely is this like blocky chunk of text. Another reason why you might want to break that up a little bit. All right, great job. Thanks for kicking things off. Any questions, let me know. Thanks.